What we're going to do for this short meditation, I would like to go into refuge and bodhicitta, core of our practice, and what this is all about. Why we are getting together like this, that is refuge and bodhicitta. So just to start with open presence, relax into whatever here already. When I say open presence, it's very abstract phrase, but one thing we can do is letting go of preference. In our daily life, most of our activities are driven by our own preference, our planning, projection, and opinions. Those things, right? Even just briefly reflect your today's activities. As soon as you get up, you have some preference and have coffee or tea. You chose coffee, for example. Of course, there are lots of good preference too. You joined here. This was your decision. Nobody forced you to join. So you made a choice to come here. So once you made a choice, then see if you can let go of the preference now. In other words, surrendering into refuge, surrendering to something beyond this small self. Perhaps a metaphor might be good. Once you get into the river, once get in the pilgrimage, going to some certain holy places, pilgrimage, once you join it, you have to, not have to, but you are following. Once you get into the river, you have to swim to follow the river stream. You cannot go against the river stream. Or when you go on a pilgrimage, you cannot walk to the wrong direction. I don't want to go this way, so I'm going to go this way. Then you get stray. So this journey has some quality of river. Once we join it, we trust it. May not be 100% trust yet, because that's the place where our individual practice comes in. But then if you have even 20% trust, see if you can trust in that guts, something here. I jumped in the river now, so I'm gonna swim, letting go of my preference. This culture is all about opinion, preference, right? And we are grown up or raised by the individual, what you call the autonomy and individualistic idea. Now we are on the journey, this Dharma journey. See if we can trust the lineage masters. This is the path which our previous masters tread and the tradition. Of course, there are lots of cultural quoting on it, but in terms of essence, see if we can have some kind of trust. But the point is rest in open presence by letting go of your preference, trusting, letting go of your small self. Now I want you to connect, open to, or feel into, sense the internal refuge. Refuge that does not come and go. Most things come and go, right? Externally, something we took refuge, certain person. Of course, your mother when we were a child, very good refuge. But all come and go. See if you can find something is in you, as if you are lighting the torch, holding the torch or the shining the flashlight. Then see if you can connect. What is it? Inner refuge, which is really trustable. Inner refuge, which does not abandon you regardlessly, no matter what. On the bottom of your life, so to speak, when lost all the hopes, feels like when you lose everything, your beloved or whatever you are clinging onto. At that point, where would you go to refuge, go for shelter? Even you can imagine Right now you are receiving very good karmic ripening, so every condition might be good. But just imagine, as a Cho practitioners, all things are gone. Your beloved, your husband, sooner or later they go, or you go, whichever. That's the thing. See if I imagine, and then at that point, where would you go for refuge? See if you can rest in that experience. How does that feel like? So in Buddhism, that is called Buddha nature, innate goodness each of us has. However, it's veiled, it's covered up. Sometimes we have a glimpse, like this kind of meditation or moment, like a clouds open up, then can see the blue sky. That is who you are. But most of the time, clouds are quite cover up, then we cannot trust. Is there any blue sky behind that cloud? Eugene's weather used to be like that, always cloudy. But then if we can see the little glimpse, then we started to trust, oh, okay, who and what I am is not cloud, just the obscuration covering up my true nature. So now, before we go into this, see if we can open up that possibility, openness, freshness, and the possibility of that. This is called open awareness. Just like a 360-degree open up. Because right now, like we are kind of searching, so to speak, using this duality, external, internal. And now see if you can surrender and open to your true nature, this unlimited expanse of space of your awareness. Then that the sky has started our formations. It's called refuge. In Buddhist tradition, we call the three refuge: Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha. They are expression of your Buddha nature, different dimension, you can say, layers of your Buddha nature, kindly appeared as a refuge, three jewel. It said precious refuge. Kunjo Sum Rinpoche, precious. Rinpoche means precious one. So that one we go for refuge. First, we go refuge to the external refuge, so-called, which are the reflection of your inner refuge. Then that you make a connection so that they can reveal us our true nature, our true refuge, inner refuge.